Hi, this is Biren Ghose of Kahani World, and Biren just finished an outstanding panel on storytelling here at nextMEDIA 2008 in Banff. Biren, it went well, didn't it?
It was fabulous.
It was.
In fact, we had a feedback after that people said it was one of the better panels.
Oh, really?
I must also credit the other two panel members. You know, they were pretty good, and we came at storytelling from different points of view.
Mm-hmm. Who's on the panel with you?
Ken Batista from Hot Rocket.
Mm-hmm. In
and
Alberta.
He's doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, in Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And we also had Jeffrey from Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he came from a more academic perspective on what's happening with the academic side of stories.
So
yeah.
tell us a little bit about some of your content that you delivered today with storytelling. Tell us
Well,
about what you're doing.
What we do at Kahani World is
Yes.
that we try to create a new spin on storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
We take stories that are from Asia, from the East, and try to tell them in today's language, in contemporary tones, so that people don't think that they're watching the History Channel.
Mm-hmm.
They think of it as a way to relate to the past, but with the language of today. So we try to work together with writers who are iconic. Deepak Chopra, who's the mind body.
It's
everyone.
pretty iconic.
It's pretty iconic.
Yes.
Yeah. And he wrote a story which is an old epic. And now we took it and we, in fact, instead of looking backwards on it, we've cast it into the future. We played up one dramatic element of it, which is to build a cult around something called The Secret of the Seven Sounds. We've got a great director who's Oscar nominated for Elizabeth, Shekhar Kapoor, who's the supervising director. And we've created this world. It's taken us 24 months to build up the assets for the world.
So,
and we are now deep into animation using
what about
motion
distribution
capture.
for this project?
We actually thought that this concept was so different that people wouldn't get it on a piece of paper. So we're going to go with a substantially built out trailer from actual footage of the movie. We're using the best of musicians from the East and the West, John McLaughlin and Louis Banks, and getting those kinds of people together, because seven sounds also represent the seven notes of music, and it's all fiction. So we think it's a great video game. We sing it in different avatars. And
Great.
I was making the point a little bit earlier that I'm a musician. I mean, not by profession, but by passion. And I look at stories and everything that we do like you look at music. It has to have tempo, it has to have pitch, it has to have tone, it has to have key. So we look at stories in a very, very unusual way. And if it resonates, because you think there's harmony and you think that there's a melody, it'll work irrespective of where it comes from.
Absolutely.
I was contradicting the panel yesterday that said that
Yes, I know.
you want to write stories from India or wherever that will be crossover. And I bet you that nobody can write a crossover story. You have to write for a particular ethnography. And if it's a great story, it will travel everywhere. But you can't start out by saying I'm going to write something that people will like in Japan as well as in Banff.
Speaking of traveling everywhere, you travel a lot.
Only 22 days a month. I'm home
But
every month.
globally,
my washing machine is in Bangalore, in India, and in Toronto. But the other one in Bangalore gets used a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I have 6 women in my life, including the Cocker Spaniel. So they're all in Bangalore. There's 2 maids. My driver is a male. But my wife and my 2 daughters are there. And yeah.
Fantastic.
I have very limited scope to tell stories to them.
Well, you are a great storyteller for us too. Thank you for
very
doing
much,
this.
and
It's excellent.
it was
Good
good
luck.
to see you, and
great to meet you.
And enjoy the rest of your book, Who's Your City?
Yes.
And hope you find it.
Well, Richard Florida is going to be at Banff, so
tomorrow morning, I
yes,
think.
he is. So I'm very excited.
So
thank you very much, Fern.
Wonderful. Thank you, Meg.